Hey, how's it going? I feel like every week now I see a new video that's kind of about how modern gaming is ruined, or how boring games have been, or how the gaming industry is going downhill. Something like that. You see posts on like Twitter, or I don't know, I'm assuming Instagram or whatever other social medias you may use. I feel like it's something that I see all the time, usually in referring to kind of like major franchises, ones that people have been playing for a long time, or a long-running game, for example. And it always struck me as weird because I don't agree with this kind of at all. I think maybe at one point I did, but kind of going back and really looking at how things have actually progressed, I don't feel this way anymore. And I think there is kind of a stereotype that I do want to address, and that's kind of that a lot of people that say these things are people that are playing the same games and the same franchises over and over again. Usually what you'll hear is they play Madden all the time, or Call of Duty, or 2K, for example. Maybe all they play is, the same Ubisoft game on repeat every single year, EA, Activision, whatever. And a lot of people that attack the people that say these things are people that play a lot of indie games, which is very understandable because there are a lot of great indie games that are coming out. There's one that just came out that looks like Mega Man, but it's like punching. It's super sick. And there's obviously ones that everyone at this point knows about that come out all the time, and they're really cool. But I'm also someone who doesn't play a lot of indie games. I'll be honest. I mean, over the years, some of my favorite games of that year are indie games. I played Neon White last year. I don't know when it came out exactly, but I played last year, and that game is phenomenal. I played Katana Zero when it came out, and that is still one of my favorite indie games of all time. So I do play them here and there, but I'm not really a big indie guy, and I still kind of disagree with this sentiment. And I'm also somebody who plays the same games all the time. I mean, you see TF2 right now. I've been playing this game for 8 years, almost 9 years at this point. Jesus Christ. It's almost been a decade I've been playing the same game. Not consistently, but I've been playing the same game. Same thing with Call of Duty. I play the same Call of Duty every year when it comes out, and I play each one for over 100 hours. I prestige, I get a couple guns gold, get maybe a whole class maxed out. I play the same games a lot. So I'm in kind of the same boat, I think, a lot of people that are saying and voicing these opinions. But still, I never agreed. And I think one way that I was able to kind of get perspective on this, and first what I want to say is a lot of time they'll talk about how the old Call of Duties were so much better, or the old days of Call of Duties. I mean, look at X year, we had this game and that game and this game and that game come out, and it was such a great year for gaming. And I think a lot of these people lack perspective. One thing that I have been doing over the past couple of years is I'm not really a collector. I don't really like collecting. I think it's a lot of junk. But I do like to collect 360 games. It's my favorite console of all time. It's the one I grew up with. So over time, I've just kind of been recollecting the games I played as a kid and revisiting a lot of stuff like that. I know recently I just got Metal Gear Rising and I got Terraria. I think those are my most recent ones. Or no, I got Devil May Cry 4. But yeah, one game I got, and it really surprised me, and I think it's something that not a lot of people talk about, is I got Skyrim. And that game runs awful. And it's not even just Skyrim. I get these games, and they don't run well at all. I think you hear, I know when Arkham Knight came out, there was this whole big thing about how modern consoles just can't run games anymore. And, why is it so hard for devs to hit 60 FPS? And while I'm not excusing these devs, because I think, especially in the Arkham Knight situation, there's definitely some weird, wacky stuff going on when it comes to the devs making these games. But these games, especially from the glory era that I think a lot of people that are voicing these opinions come from, like me, the Xbox 360, PS3 era, those games ran like shit. They don't hold up very well, especially when it comes to resolution. No game really hits 1080p at 60 FPS and runs well, especially when it comes to the old Call of Duty games. A lot of people nowadays will complain about how there's so much aim assist and how unbalanced everything is. I mean, I think a lot of these people forget. I went back recently. I know they just fixed the BO2 servers, and I've been playing Black Ops 2. My aim assist will drag through walls sometimes. And this is the Call of Duty that everybody loves, other than like MW2, Modern Warfare 3, for example, are like my favorites, which still have the same issue, by the way. The aim assist is insane. Every time a new Call of Duty comes out, I guess more so console shooters, because I think they're becoming more ingrained with PC at this point, so a lot of people are starting to notice how insane the aim assist is. But the aim assist has always been awful. Like, so overtuned. It's incredible. Sometimes it'll mess me up when I was playing Black Ops 2 because it's not as bad in the newer Call of Duties, and I mean that. Like, sometimes it is so much more overtuned than in the new Call of Duty games. And a lot of people forget that. A lot of people have rose-tinted glasses and have not really gone back to play the old games. It's not even just Call of Duty. I think if you look at TF2, TF2 is kind of in a bad spot right now. I know you're watching the summer update and playing some of the new maps. Some of them are good. Some of them are kind of bad. Yeah, a lot of people look at TF2 and they'll be like, man, this game isn't that great anymore. And I think when it comes to stuff like that, I would agree. I think this game isn't being managed very well. I don't think they really give a shit, if I'm being honest. And the bots aren't being taken care of, and the updates kind of suck. but I think there's still a playable game there. I don't know, there's just this whole really bad doom and gloom that I see over the industry, and it's very odd to me because I just don't agree. Or maybe I agree in some cases, but I don't think it's to the scale that I think a lot of people say it is. A lot of people really just hone in that modern gaming is awful and ruined and it's going downhill, and you know, compared to back then, it used to be so much better. Guys, it used to be awful. I think a lot of people forget that, especially when it comes to accessibility. I mean, listen, I've been a huge proponent. I've recommended the Series S along with Game Pass to so many people. I think gaming, when it comes to accessibility, when it comes to free games like Roblox and Fortnite, it is so great to be a kid nowadays. I mean, being a kid on the 360 and having to beg my mom, I was playing MW2 till like Ghost came out because I couldn't get the new Call of Duty. I'd be playing MW3 way into BO2's lifespan because I couldn't get Black Ops 2. Because games just weren't like that anymore. Nowadays, I mean, when it comes to this whole acquisition thing that's going on, don't even get me started on that, I might just not even have to buy a Call of Duty ever again as long as I have Game Pass. I mean, that's crazy, guys. And there are a lot of things that I'm not getting into because I'm not a professional, I'm not in the game industry, and I don't want to speak on things like I know what's going on. But I think there is a weird narrative going around right now about how doom and gloom everything is, and I disagree. I think things are fine. I think some things do kind of suck, and some things did used to be better. I think if you go back and you really do try and delve into the 360 PS3 era, the ones that everyone does kind of say is the best, you know, I think you'll find that there was a lot of issues back then, especially with playability and frame rate. I think another example that I have is Battlefield. A lot of people look at Battlefield 2042 and reminisce on, oh my god, the old Battlefields, Battlefield 3, Battlefield 4. And while I agree, and I have clocked hundreds of hours into Battlefield 3 and 4, and even 1, those games launched awfully. And even if you go back and play them, they do kind of still run like shit. Unless you're playing on a PC, which a lot of servers have cranked down the graphics hard. They don't run very well. A lot of people forget that. You know, for almost half its lifespan, Black Ops 4 was known as a buggy mess, even after all the bugs were fixed because the bugs were so bad. I mean, Battlefield's been launching in a bad state kind of forever. It's almost like a meme of Battlefield of DICE as a developer. They don't launch games in the best state. Or I guess maybe EA, not DICE. I don't want to throw DICE under the bridge like that. But yeah. I don't know, I think a lot of people look at things through rose-tinted glasses and don't really understand kind of what they're talking about. I hate saying stuff like that because I don't know a lot about what I'm talking about, but I think a lot of people just like to say things. And I know, it's so ironic hearing me say that, but I think a lot of people really don't. But I think a lot of people are way too doom and gloom about what's going on. And there are other things, like I said, like, I don't know, NFTs and live service games, which do kind of suck in a lot of cases, which I would agree. But again, I'm not a professional, so I'm not going to get into that. But yeah, I don't know. I think things are fine. I think things are going in a great way. I mean, just the past couple years, Animal Crossing, Doom Eternal came out. We had Elden Ring. Call of Duty is seemingly getting better, you know, if you compare it to the last couple years. I think things are fine. I think we're still getting great games. I mean, Tears of the Kingdom 2. Tears of the Kingdom is fucking amazing. That's a great game. I mean, how often do you get games like that? How often do you get 2 amazing Zelda games in a single generation? I mean, I don't know. There's a lot of stuff still going on. I want to apologize. The last couple of videos definitely have been a little sad, a little doom and gloom. But we're back, I think. I'm gonna keep trying to upload, just kind of push myself to make this stuff. Thank you guys so much for the support recently. It's mean a lot to me. Got Twitter and a subscription. Thanks so much for watching. See you guys.